I will start from where I initially stopped, and then we'll continue again. So this is my web folder, and then we would like to continue from where we stop. So you already know how we create this application, and I just created like a blog app. So let me confirm if my XAMPP is still on. So I'll just go straight to my menu to check if my XAMPP is still on. Okay, here we are. Okay. So they're still running. So I can easily go to my browser now. I think we have it here. So okay, yeah, I think it's not loading here. I just have it this way. So this is where we stopped. I think I remember last time we were discussing this, and then we are here to create the form. I will do that right now, and then continue the use of the Bootstrap. Oh, okay. So then let's go to the code now. So here's the code. Then we were talking about nullable and nullable. So let me start from there again. I told you when we are dealing with the database, you click on the database folder, then migration. Then, like I told you, my user is automatically created for us. The user table is automatically created for us. And what are the informations we are taking in this place? We are taking the name, email. This one is if we want people to verify the password before they log in, but now it is nullable. So nullable means that place can be empty. So even if you put the form there, or the form is not there, they can just do away with it and go. That's what it means. Nullable means that place can be empty. But when you don't see nullable, this name, like this name right now, this table string name, what it means is that it can't be empty. If it is empty, it will tell you that you have to fill it before you go. So it's something we call required. It's another level of security when it comes to Laravel. You can, in a form using HTML, let's see some of the form when you want to register. So the register page, let's look for the register page so you can understand what I'm saying very well. The register page, you will find that under resources. There are resources here. Then you click on views. Then you click on auth. Then the registration page, that's you're going to see register bleed. That register bleed is the registration form that you will see in your browser. And let me quickly go there to make sure you see that. And then if I go to, this is my browser, I can say /register. So then this page you are looking at right now is the same page you are seeing here. So for you to be very sure, this is a kind of way of Breeze, the way Breeze do the form. However, you can still do it differently, just the way we do it normally it work. So let's look for maybe the name, and let's create username. Let's add another column. Let me just copy this now. I'll just copy this, then I paste to have username. So I will change all of these things to username. This one, then this one, then this one. So I'm going to change them to user name. So this one is one that shows outside. I'm going to do user name. That's the label. So that's why I use capital letter. So to start, Then this one we change it from email, because if you say type is email, when you type just ordinary name there or username and it doesn't look like email format, it will complain again and say this thing is not email. So if I save this place now and come here and refresh this page, you'll have seen username added. Can you see this now? But if we submit this, it's not going to save to the database. Of course, let's open our database here. This is our database there. Let me just refresh. So we have this blog app database already created. So you see that when you click on the user here, I've even registered before, so there's no username here. So if we try to submit this form, it's not going to save it because there's no place to save it in the database. So it's not going to save it. So two things involved. If we are to add all of these things to this database, we are going to be looking at about 4 things to be edited. We edit the controller, we edit the database, then we edit the model. Let me say again, we edit the controller, we edit the database, we edit the model. You understand what I'm saying now? So let's try and see if we can save it. So I'm going to do a migrate fresh. I've migrated before now, so I'm going to do a migrate fresh so that it can be added here. So let's go and look for the migration. So the first thing I was explaining before is this database. So I want to add, after this email, I want to add username to it. So I can just copy this. And let me also explain this to you. This is a table, then string. String means is a data type that it can take both alphanumeric, like your name, the number together. So you're going to see that as a string, and the length of the character is mostly 255 in length. So you understand what I'm saying? So if you use integer, I've taught you all of these things before. If you use integer is a whole number. If you use single or double, there are numbers with point, maybe 0.1, 3.3, like that. So they are called data type. So we are saying that table data type of this particular column should be string. Then I want to put now username. So I want it to be unique. I think I've not explained this unique. This unique means this particular username, or you see is available on email too, means you can't have it twice in a database. So probably in a user table now, if you have what's it called? If you have maybe Naif Africa, for instance, as username, anybody who want to register again, that want to use Naif Africa again, it will not be available. The same thing with email. So I want username also to be unique, because I don't want two information to be contradicting each other from the database. So if I do this right now, and I want to also add blog database, blog, just the word blog, I want to add it to the database. So let me just do that from what you explained before. So I want to open my timeline. So now I want to say PHP partition make me a migration. That's make migration. So I'm going to say create underscore table create underscore. That create is not correct. Create underscore, what do we call it? Blog. So it's going to be blocks underscore table. Take note, all your tables are mostly pluralized because it's going to contain a lot of blocks. The same thing with users. It's not going to contain a user, it's going to contain users. So when I press enter right now, watch this migration. So another one will be added to this. So if I press enter now, so watch, can you see now that block has been added to this place? Can you see now it has been added? So now I want to do the same thing we did there. So in our blog, what do we need? $2. Then we're going to say string. We will need what we call, it's completing it for me, so let me use it. I'll just change this on to pt-2. So if I didn't put nullable, what it means is that it cannot be empty. So I'll copy this again, then paste here. So I don't need description. I might use it in the initial one I did. I put description there, but this two I'm not going to put description. I'm just going to put body, that is to say the whole content of the blog. However, I don't want to use string because string, the length of string is mostly around what's it called, around 255. But you know, there are some blog story, some news that are even more than 1000 character, 2000. There are many like that, so I have to change this one from string. So I'll change it to long text. So long text is longer, it's also about numeric, and then you can just use it like that. So with this, that means it's not nullable. The next thing I want to put there is images, because sometimes you want to add image to the block that will be displaying for the image. So I will just call it, let me just call it cover. But for now, I want it to be nullable because I will teach you how to upload image later. So this is nullable, meaning it can be empty for now. It can be empty, so you can put it there and we may not be uploading anything there. That's what it means. So this timestamp will create to us the time the blog was created and that was not created. So those are the things that are part of the things we'll be looking at. I hope you are following. So let's go ahead and look at things that we want to do. Then before I migrate this database fresh, I want to also add some sweet alert. Let me just type Laravel sweet alert. So Laravel sweet alert. So I'm going to click on, most times is the first one that you click. Let me just click on this. So with this now, let's look at the installation. So I just click on installation right now. Then I will copy this. So the sweet alert is to display some kind of information when you register. Now it will tell you your registration successful, something like that, in a fancy way. So the next thing he said we should do, so he's saying that if you're using Laravel below 5.5 or if you're using Laravel above 5.5, you don't need these steps. However, I mostly like to put it there for any issue, so I'll just copy this. So then I will go and I will copy it like that. So if you follow what is written here, because this is how they install it, you will go to your Laravel, you will see a folder called config. Inside that config you see app.php. Then you look for a particular provider, this thing provider, then you paste the code like this in that place. So that's what I want to go and do right now. So I will look for a folder here. This is a config folder. Then I click on this app.php. So I'm looking for provider now. Provider. So just like that, I'm looking for it. So I saw, and this is the provider, and this is where it starts and ends here. So in between is where I'm going to place my code that I copied. I just copy and paste. Then I'll go again to see the next thing to be done. So the same thing, I want to copy this one and look for the same place and look for alias here. So I'll copy this as well. Then I'll go to my code here on alias. This is alias, nothing is there already, so I can just press enter like this and paste, and I save. So I'm good to go from here. So let's see the next thing to be done. So I'll go to configuration. Okay, I will just add this one to the master layout. What they mean by master layout here is that whatever layout that you use, just follow what I'm going to do right now. I'm going to still explain more on that area. because what they mean by the master layout is your navigation menu, where your navigation menu is and where the body of your pages are. You just put that code I copied right now there. So I will go to my resources view. Now go to layout here. So I will just put it inside app.blade.php here. So I will put it immediately after body. This is the body. I'm sure you still know all these things very well. This is the body. I just put it here. Shaking now. Then I save. So let's go back to the page and see the next thing I want to do. Then I will do this command here to publish it. I'll just go there, copy this inside this timeline here where we are running our code here. I will paste it here and I'll press enter. Then it has been published, so that is that on the area. After then, so I don't know this environment variable. I'm not interested in this. So click on usage, and this is how we will use it, and I will use it right now because the initial registration I did in this database, when I do migrate fresh, it will clean it and posted the database here. So you will now see in this then database user, then you can see the user name column there. So let's go there now. So let's migrate our table. Let's migrate our database. Okay, I think before I do that, I want to have currency converter. I want to build something like currency converter application in these things. So I think I saw one library on internet. So let me look at the level currency converter. Yes, I think something like that. So I don't know if it is this one. Let's check. But now I want to know. No, so I want to check. So it's this one too. So I'll just copy this. What this thing will do for us is this. I will copy it and paste here, and it will install it. What this thing is going to do for us actually is that I want to build something that can convert currency, maybe from dollar to naira, and will give us the total amount it is. So if you put $20, how much will it be in naira? It will convert it and tell us, and it deals with different currencies like that. That's what the library does, and then this is just the way we use it. We are going to test run it, how it looks like this. So I will leave all of this for now. So I want to create a database where, here's a table in the database where people can input their currency, and then it will now to just tell them, okay, it will convert it and give them the answer immediately. So let's just have like, what do I do with that? Okay, so let's just have something like, I want to create another migration for that. So let me call it, I won't call it currency. Let me call it, I'll call it converter. So like this I created before, can you see? Something like this. I'll just change this one to converter. Can you see? Let me see converters. I think I'm correct like that. The spelling is correct. So what do we need inside that converter? It will have been added here, see? So what do we need there? So we need dollar table, then string. Is it a string that we want? So we need different kinds of, let's just say we want string. Maybe let's call it name. So you can just call it US dollars. Then we need amount. I'm still trying to look at it too. But let me just call it amount. We only need it twice, and then we'll be switching it if they want it in dollar or whatever. So let's say we want it like this. Let's just say amount 1. Maybe we should just have a column. So because whatever amount you put, you will now select which one are you going to change it to. I'm trying to look at it. So let me leave it for now. Maybe adding some things later, because whatever amount they input, they will now submit. Did they want it in US dollars or okay, so let me add another one and call it so when they have amount, they will have to say submit which currency. So let's just say the currency here. So what it means is that if I open that form, I will input 10 naira now. If I say 10, I'll just put 10. I will now say 10 naira. If it is 10 naira, I will now select change it to dollar. You understand? Change it to dollar. Change it to dollar in naira or something. That's what I'm looking at. So the amount in naira or the amount in dollar, then the amount in naira. So let's look at it this way. Maybe currency 1, and then let's do amount 1. Then maybe okay. Can we have something like check box? I have something like check box. Okay, then I can copy image. So amount 2. So currency 2. Even me too, I'm just trying to look at what I want to do. I'm not still sure yet what I'm doing. So let's look at it this way. Amount. I don't know why it's not taking this. Something is wrong somewhere. I'm trying to look out is wrong. String, then there is column here. So what is it? I'm trying to look at what is wrong here. So it says syntax error. Unexpected amount 2. Okay, let me type it then. Dollar table string, then it can be amount underscore 2. I don't know what is going on here. So hold on, let me find out what is it. So converters. I'm trying to look at where I made mistake. Let me just clean it. there's still error here. Trying to look at where the error come from. String to string. So if I do current, okay, I think currency is a keyword. So let me just use code. Let me call it code. So I think that's the problem. So if I do amount 1, so then code 1. So code 1 will be currency. So I will do amount 2, then code 2. So I think we don't have issue again now. So why was that issue persisting? The word currency in this application, in this programming, is now a keyword. You can't use a keyword again as a column. It will confuse each other. There'll be conflict. So that's what he's trying to say now. So let's just say we have done this now. We now want to do PHP artisan migrate. Instead of doing PHP artisan migrate, because we already have a migration before, I want to clean it. So I will do PHP artisan migrate, then column fresh. So it will redo it from the beginning again, so that it can clean the database username and do it from afresh. So when I press enter like this, so it's saying something here, could not open file migrate fresh. Well, I don't know what that means. So let me check. So let's see. I'm sure it's still running. Still running. Okay, let me stop it for now. Control C. So let me see PHP artisan. So I'm running the server differently. Artisan serve. So it's still the same link. That's where I'm running it anyway. You don't need to bother yourself about that. Once you have XAMPP, it will work on your own. So let's go back to the app and refresh again. So the database yet is yet to run. So we still don't have it reinstalled. So let me try it again. PHP, yes, I made an error. It's PHP artisan migrate fresh. So wash. So it has migrated it fresh, and if you go to that same database now, you click it, you see that everything is now empty. And if you look at the column, you now see username. You see the username I created before, so it's also unique. So then you see the blocks we created just now. Some of the things we created: title, body, and cover. Then the timestamp created us the time created art and updated art. And this is the time you create the website and the blog. It's going to save the time and date for you. So this is the converters we created. Just amount 1 code 1, amount 2 code 2, something like that. So we are good to go. So our user 2 has been updated. So we are good to go now. So let's see what we can do. So if I choose to say I want to register now, this thing will not still register. Don't forget I said, for you to adjust this, we have adjusted the database right now. I mean the migration now, and it has been saved in the database. Now we need to adjust the model. Then we need to adjust the controller too. So let's go there and adjust it. So from our table here, we go to the app. Then we go to model. First of all, we click on user model. So this is user model. So after email here, you are going to add username. Did you get that? So then put comma. Make sure you don't make that kind of mistakes. So we had to use the name. So for now, we are done with this model. Just save. Then let's close it. Let's close this one as well. So the next one is the controller. That is what is controlling how it is being saved in database. So the same app, I click on HTTP, then I click on controller, then I will click on auth. Auth means authentication, that's the short form. I'm going to register user controller. This register user controller now, I want to look at it. So if you check this function, this particular function, it says public function create. So when this public function creates, each time you click on register, it comes here and it go and bring the page from auth. It goes to the view page, it goes to this resources, it goes inside resources, then views, then inside view you come to the auth. Inside this auth, then you come and pick this register.blade. This is what you are seeing here. Auth, that dot means slash register, that register.blade.php. So that's what brought about this page here. So after it brings the page, then it goes to page where it's going to store it. So where it's going to store it right now is that it's saying that whatever information that people imputed in that page, it should collect everything and validate it. That validation is another level of security. I'm going to copy this one. We are doing for email. So this is for email. This is name email. You have to add username here. So I'll just change this one now to username. Are you following? And I will say is required. Required means they must fill it. It can't be empty. Then is a string as well. It can be in lowercase. So then it's not email. So I will remove this one. It's not in email format. It can be this maximum of 255. So and it's unique also. It's unique. Then this unique means if it exists before, you will complain that this particular thing has been exist. So let's just leave it that way. Then the password will still be password. And then so in this place too, where it is creating it in the database, because this place it will validate it. Validate means that is every information correct? Have you checked that this doesn't exist in database before? After that, then it will now create it in database. This is a variable. Then this variable can be anything you call it. Whatever you see it like this in PHP, this $sign is to declare a variable. So everything here after this equal to is being put inside this user so that they can be saved. So after this email, I want to add something that we call username. So I will also say request username. So that is that. That's all I need to just do in this place, and that's all. And then I want to do something again. That sweet alert we created before. So I want to say before it log in the user, it should confirm to us that this user has already been logged in, and this is how I'm going to use it. That's I will do alert, then I will do colon. Do you understand? So I want to do sources. Watch the way I use it. So I'll just say registration. Okay, or say user registered successfully. He has completed this for me. So I'll just close it and put this thing. That's all. But you see, it's underlining this alert. It's because up here in this list of things, I have to say I want to use the alert that I installed that time. Just do it just like that. You can see clearly. That's all. And then it shouldn't bring this thing again. I don't know why it's still bringing it. Let's see. Use alert. Okay, let me save first. And let's go back here. It's still complaining. It's not supposed to complain. No. Use alert. alert abi main color dami alert. So still complaining. Is there? Okay, let me assume it's just being stupid, because since I've used it correctly. I don't know why it's complaining. It said unknown alert, but I've published it. Let me check that configuration again. If I save the folder config app, it was saved. Everything was saved here. So, and I also published it. So let's see. I don't understand why it's doing what it's doing. So I will save, and I published it as well. So if this thing doesn't work, it will read error in the application. It will not save. No, it will save, but it will read error. But let me assume that it's just being stupid for now, because the way it is, alert console, this is it. It's alert. Service will know. I don't know. It's correct. I don't know why it's not. Let me just save it and see what I will get. So if I want to register now, I'm going to say Nayo Africa, Nayo. So I want Nayo for Africa this time. So as my username, there, password, then I register. So it works now. I don't know why it just did it. User registered successfully. Okay, so we are registered, and then we go to the database. Watch. If we now refresh this user database, can you see username 2 is now there? Everything is registered successfully. So that's user registered successfully is the alert that I said I want to use and create. So for now, let me stop this video here, so you can try it later. Then we'll work on the form of the blog post after this video.